Okay, welcome to ICT Integration Workshop 10. Today we're going to look at starting an ePortfolio. And I'd just like to go over what we did in our last lecture, look at the purpose of an ePortfolio, a little bit about plain, and then looking at flipping the lecture. So, first of all, I have to apologise for the e-certificates. Unfortunately, I've tried everything with using pages, numbers, Word, and I've not found a method on the current systems I have with any of my computers that I can send emails out of each one's individually as a mail merge. So I'm going to that's going to take a little bit longer because I'm going to have to do it as an individual email out to everybody. However, what I've done is I've printed off all of your certificates, and rather than the schmozzle of the other day where everyone had access to all of the certificates and everyone just grabbed them all, I've actually put them all downstairs in the School of Education front office, I think you call it. If you come up with your ID card, you'll be able to collect your e-certificate or your actual certificate. So hopefully that will be a little bit more professional. Cool. So just to go over everything again, we've done the ICT integration workshops in the first semester. You've gone on your first prac and done your ICT integration task, which was great. You've now got the opportunity of looking at your AITSL certificate, work on these new integration workshops on your ePortfolio, and then reflect on your second practicum. So hopefully you'll be supported for all this. So just to go over the rubric that you were given the other day, and looking at the first part, which was the general description, it talks about understanding, interpretation, and presentation of the ePortfolio and self-evaluation. So for any ePortfolio you're going to use, the first thing you want to do if you're going to start talking about the AITSL standards is explain this standard and then interpret what are they actually trying to mean. From there, I would actually go into a little bit more of a reflection on your learning and your teaching that reflects on that standard. So you've already done this with the ICT integration task. Just take some of those standards that you've already done and elaborate on them and give evidence of them. So with me, when you did it, you basically came up with your idea and suggested a program. Now you actually need to think about evidence. What evidence do you have that you can demonstrate knowledge and understanding? So it might be reflections from after a lesson. It might be comments that a student has said that you've written down. It might be notes from your teacher, your mentor teacher. You also need to look at your reading. So strong evidence, a wide range of independent reading. Well, that could also be independent programs. What programs have you used? What methods, what extra pedagogy stuff have you looked at? So really identify. I would be trying to put in at least one pedagogical link, maybe a video, a program, anything. I would be putting in at least one thing for each of those standards. I think you need three different evidence for the standards. I'm still unsure on whether that has to be three different pieces of evidence for each of the standards you're going to look at, because that's an awful lot, even from me looking through it. Language, well, as I've said before, your ePortfolio never gets handed up. Your ePortfolio is something you're going to be working on for the rest of your teaching career. However, on the 12th of October, you will be taking a copy of what you've done currently and submitting that to the uni, so the uni can see how you're going. If I was going to be making an ePortfolio myself, I would be making it so that anyone else that reads it completely understands it, it's transparent, and really addresses what you're trying to say. Okay, referencing, so same as you would do in any other way, but really the whole point of referencing is to back up the statements you're making. If you've said that you've created the new website for the University of Adelaide, well, that's a pretty big call, so how can you back up what you've said? Maybe you might have a reference to a paper or reference to the work that was done, or snapshots or screenshots of the work in progress. So Plain Pioneer, as I've said before, unfortunately Plain is closed until the 30th of July, which is Monday. So for the people who have this ICT integration workshop on Monday, this is going to make it a little bit harder for you. I apologise. I've sent off an email to Plane with all of your emails, so you should now have access to Plane. The issue is going to come around when to sign in with Plane, you use either a Google account, a Facebook, Twitter, Yahoo, LinkedIn, or Hotmail. If you've got any of those accounts, not an issue. If you don't have one of those accounts, I'm not exactly sure what you're going to have to do. I have all of those. I think a lot of people have at least, most people have at least one. So good luck. If you get stuck, send me an email and we'll go from there. Once everyone's started logging on, and we all have access to it, I can start going through some bit more training. But it's no point going through training if no one can get on. So what I've got is this. You've seen this one before. This is looking at my ePortfolio, and you can see here, this is one I started earlier. I've now gone and added a bit more stuff to that. So now I've actually gone in here, and all I've done is I've cut and pasted in my 1.1 that I had on my ICT integration thing. So here I've actually identified what I'm doing now. Obviously these are the ones that I've stolen from students because I don't want to put up mine because I don't want to give the exact examples. I don't mind this because students are actually helping each other. So here you can see we're talking about blah blah blah, talking about stuff, and going on to talk about Edmodo. If you click on this, open a new window, you get straight to Edmodo. Ta-da! Should come up. You can see it's loading. Edmodo, waiting for Edmodo. Unfortunately, I should have had this loaded up before I started talking. That would have been handy. Sorry. I apologise. There we go. And Edmodo, we're in. Equally, if you click on any of these links, they take you through. So for me, that is, it gives evidence, and it's also links referenced because you're actually not just making stuff up. Down here for the sorry business, I've actually gone on and given evidence down here for the stuff on the sorry business. Also, if we go down further under part 2, you can see I've got more references I've put in here, and also all the YouTube clips are linked in here as well. So the idea is, one thing I'd like you to do is I've made this available. If you type in this website, you will get to my ePortfolio. Now I've only really worried about standard 1 and standard 2. We'll keep working on the rest of them just as I go along. But take the rubric and assess mine. Am I meeting the standards? Am I meeting, what mark would you give me? You may give me a crappy mark, you may say this is outstanding. I'm not sure, but at least if we're all coming together and working out some kind of idea, we can work out if it's going to be good or not. I won't be marking any of your ePortfolios. They're all marked by your supervisors. So in a sense, I'm happy to go through the same process with you, and we can work out what's going to be the best. I will be having a meeting with the supervisors with Grant and Linda to try and work out how we're going to be marking these. So you guys giving feedback to me will be very good for you, because then you can actually suggest what you think is important. Personally, I keep on saying, this is your portfolio. This is your ePortfolio that they're going to be using forever. So you want something that's going to be good, and bonus is if you get good marks for it at uni. So what I'd like you to do before Thursday, before Thursday, I'd like you to attempt to create an account in Plane. I'd like to start looking at the ePortfolio in Plane, and you can also look at what other highly accomplished teachers, that's highly accomplished under the AITSL standards, those teachers are doing. Look at the resources in there, and as I said, assess my ePortfolio. So I'm just going to bring up this. So once you get in here, you can actually go to shared, and pages that are shared with me. So once you log in, you'll be able to see all these pages that are shared. So if I bring it up, you can see here are highly accomplished. I apologise if these people ever meet me, but here we have highly accomplished ICT educators. So under the Plane is actually being used in New South Wales for the highly accomplished ICT educators to apply for their highly accomplished status and get their $7,500. You can click on these and see their ePortfolios, and they're quite good. But if you're looking at them and they are 2 levels above what you're doing, if you get anywhere near close to what they're doing, then you must be doing a good job. If you also go into the Share Club, and you can just go to a search, and in here you can look at iPad, for example. And in here are all comments, notes, everything on how to set up iPads in the classroom, restrictions, note taking, all different apps, different pages that teachers have set up. Also, if you go into the skill snacks are how to do all these things in your classroom. So put videos in, exploring sound, QR codes, wikis, augmented reality. There's just so many different things you've got in here that are embedded within Plane. This is the reason why I wanted us to be using Plane, because it's a website designed specifically for teachers who are wanting to upskill themselves and get connected with everyone else. So for you all, if you're getting in here and you can actually use what other people are doing and go, wow, I really like what they're doing. It's a great way of collaborating with other people. You can also see you can type in a school and see what other people from different schools are doing and go, wow, I really like what you're doing. Or perhaps you want to try out using Twitter in the classroom. So you can go here and go, well, I want to try using Twitter, but you might even go and look at what other teachers are doing. So we're going to go into this in a lot more detail. The lecture on Thursday, what the idea is, I am going to be answering as many questions as possible and really going through stuff with you. It's a 2-hour lecture on Plane or on ePortfolios and taking you through the positives and negatives, the pitfalls, the how to really get it going, how to do it very easily. So that should be fairly simple. Give it a go. Log on if you can, or go and pick up your certificate. If you've got any complaints or want to get some extra marks, come and see me. I'm at the uni on Tuesday. Make a time. Otherwise, I shall see you all on Thursday. Good luck.